Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another Ramble where we will be covering this nice little Reddit post right here and just have some nice, friendly discussion. I have a few other thoughts to share, and I figured it'd be a kind of fun thing. I kind of am liking the live Rambles because we got the Twitch chat down, and this sun, for those on Spotify, you can't even see this, but there is a sun. I don't know where the sun came from, but it's probably out in space somewhere, but it's literally just completely fucking... Okay, I have to do something about this. Oh. All right, I think we're good. I think we're good. Sorry, Spotify. Okay, so we are going to be talking about this Reddit post right here, and the author was Java Homely, and he says, should we remove the the negative prayer bonus from the upcoming new Magic Cape, add another 1% damage increase to it, and make Chivalry he's trying to say Chivalry available to peers? And it's kind of like a meme, you know? It's a meme because it's, that Jagex is always trying to add Chivalry for peers. And we're going to talk about it. I know there's a lot of people that get really heated over just that talking point. They're like, oh my God, they're already getting pissed off. Also, we're going to test this Coke Zero right here. I've already done a taste test, but we're going to do another one. Woo! Jeez. What do they do to this? Ah! Coke Zero in the morning is really like just kind of a weird thing. It wouldn't normally be my go-to. It'd be better to have something more like, I don't know, just not like a fucking cola. But okay, so I give Coke Zero an 8.5 out of 10. There we go. There's your rating, guys. I know there's been a lot of you that have been wanting to get those drink reviews back, so we brought it back. Coke at 8:30 in the morning is fucking insane. It's not that insane. It's a Coke Zero, too. It is American, but shut up. All right, here we go. I've never seen Chivalry misspelled so bad. Yeah. Okay. Should we... so listen, I'm going to cover some of these things. We're going to open the discussion. This is a YouTube video for those just entering on Twitch. I am making this. Also, all of these rambles are on Spotify. Go check out the link in the description. Also, I will be doing more live rambles like this, so go follow me on Twitch as well if you want to get involved. Should we remove rune crafting, agility, mining, and fire making and make Chivalry available to viewers? Okay, so let me also just give a little bit of a backstory. Sorry, I've been like very distracted starting this ramble, but it's funny because for years, it seems like Jagex has been wanting to add Chivalry. And can I just say, am I allowed to say stuff, guys? I'm going to pull this up really quick. Okay, this is something I was talking about yesterday. What is up with burst of strength, clarity of thought, thick skin? Type 1 in the Twitch chat if you've ever prayed these three all at once. Or even just one of these ever, like at any point. These prayers are just garbage, and they take up so much of the prayer book. And I'll be honest, guys. Okay, come on, somebody type 2. All right, listen. Not all at once. Okay, there we go. Well, at least we got that. So they last for like 20 minutes, and they do nothing. Okay, so what if we were to consolidate these three prayers into one? So we have piety. I don't, because I don't have the prayer level. Gee, I can't see anything. You guys are typing too much. Okay. Let me... I'll just hide it. But listen, no, I'm gonna hide. Oh God. Okay, everything's messing up. I'm gonna hide this chat really quick because I want to just quickly say, imagine we were to consolidate these three into one, and these three into one. The only issue I can see with it is potentially having Hawkeye and Eagle Eye and all these things not having defense, but we could add that on top of it, because how Rigor gives you defense, and before then you have to pray like Eagle Eye and Steel Skin if you wanted like maximum defense and range. So what they would do is also combine it into these range prayers and just give that defense guaranteed. So And it would still have the same prayer drain. So people that are like, no, I want just the rage, it would still be the same prayer drain. Imagine something like that. Anyway, I wish we could kind of consolidate these prayers and make that prayer book look a little bit more clean. And it also adds the possibility to add future prayers in the future. So I want to just share, Pures are stuck with this garbage. Now, I've moved my prayers around, so they're not normally here. But they have to pray these 3 things in order to get the benefit of all mains and anybody else that has defense levels and the prayer requirement to just click piety once. So I have always, in fact, been on board for Pures to have access to Chivalry. But I go even beyond that point, and I just say, can we just make every prayer like that Chivalry prayer? Just make it so it's a one-click. You get everything you want, all the benefit, one click. There's not this boom, 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 looking like fucking Coxie entering Bandos. Like, it's just actually out of control. So that's my personal thoughts. I'm going to bring back up the chat now. So why did it all get... Oh, it gets cleared, I guess, if I... Sorry, guys, you got cleared. That's how I personally feel about this. So we're going to continue on with this Reddit post now. Let's... I don't think this would pass even without the Chivalry meme. It wouldn't, that's true. Also add VLS. Yeah, Jagex has... I'll be the first to concede that Jagex loves to push these ideas. But hey, guess what? I respect it because I'm also a player that loves to push my ideas. And I think their ideas honestly make a lot of sense. VLS, let's be honest, guys. Type 1 if you enjoy using a VLS or a Void Waker. VLS is basically the... Wait, no. VLS is not a Void Waker. I'm confused. VLS was the... Is that like stabby boy? Okay, that was bad, actually. I take it back, guys. I just got confused for a second. I'm not cooked. I saw VLS and I thought of Void Waker, but then I actually said VLS and it reminded me of VLS. VLS is garbage. They need to remove that weapon from the game, I'll be honest. It's so private servery. So that was their one, like, get out of the kitchen, basically, Jagex. What are you doing? VLS is more like a Dragon 2H. Yeah, it's that massive white sword that you use in LMS, and if you have it in LMS, you just guarantee win the fight. Yeah. Well, they've kind of rebalanced it. They've added some more things. So, yeah, no, but I honestly, personally, I think they're cooking with the, like a Crooked Path with the 20 months. I think they're cooking with the Chivalry thing. And I think Manked is a big part of that. Shout out Manked. He's been on the Sabecast. You guys should check that out. But he's great. And, or Rathmon. We call him Mod Rathmon now, right? now. Okay, listen. Real talk. If you're in the spotlight at all, you're going to get shit because our community's completely autistic and they just freak out about everything. And, But Manked, I think has kind of helped pave that way to, hey, let's fucking help out these Pures, let's help out these other people that don't want to continue using 3 prayers. Listen, let me ask this. This is a question for those in my Twitch chat right now and for those on YouTube. Leave me down in a comment. How would you guys feel if instead of giving Pures Chivalry, we just made it so that these 3 prayers, like this, sorry, let me just pull this up one more time. I keep thinking you guys can see it, but you can't. These 3 prayers get consolidated into one. These 3 prayers get consolidated into one. And these 3 prayers get consolidated into one. And they don't allow Chivalry to be used by prayers, but you could use this one. It would be one click to activate it. How would you guys feel about that? Because I feel like some people, they don't like the lore behind giving this, like, the Knight's training ground to Pures. It just feels weird. Why no? Okay, listen, guys. I need to hear this. Like, this is actually very important. So why no? I want to hear. Chivalry route is better. So why? What is the problem with these ancient prayers? Is it just like the? Is it just the nostalgia? Like you just don't want the game to change at all? Like what? I want a well-written argument for why not. Or is it just simply don't change my game? Using 3 prayers is more skill expression. It is true. You know what? We do care about skill in this game. So let's divide piety into 3 separate prayers as well. Add more skill to the game, skill expression. I think we should consolidate and give Chivalry. Mithril Fork, you're a legend. I appreciate you. Listen, I'm not even a Pure, guys. I can empathize with the pure community. They're suffering out there, guys. They've been dealing with this stuff for like 12 years. So we need to understand that we as a community are a community, and we need to listen to the voices in the community. And we can't be, we can't be just like, no, we hate you. We hate your type of player. You chose to suffer. Like, why don't we just, have a little bit more empathy for one another, our play styles, and just understand that pures want this, believe it or not. There's some pures that don't get me wrong. You can't be completely like, just universally it's accepted. There's always going to be a few outliers of people that don't like it, but most pures actually do want this change. And let's also keep in mind as well that Chivalry requires 60 prayer. So it's not like you're just given this for free DPS. You do have to train. Most pures only get to like 52 prayer max. They'd have to get another combat level just to rise up to Chivalry. Some pures even don't even train up to 52, so they'll just go to like 44 or whatever for Eagle Eye, and it'll require them to get 60 prayer. So this is how I feel. In my opinion, I would like all three to be combined just for the quality of life. Last 5 years of OSR has been a lot of quality of life. Just makes sense. Yeah, that's how I feel. Again, I want to hear the people that disagree with me. I know I always sound like I'm about to freak out on you if you disagree with me, but it's just for entertainment purposes. Real talk, I do want to hear reasonable arguments for why not. I think that would actually be very helpful. This is an issue that if it properly affects Irons more, it would have changed years ago. I'd be happy with merging the three into one, but leaving Chivalry unchanged. Quality of life is nice, but they did decide to limit their account when making it pure. Yeah, that's true. But would it hurt to give these pures, an additional prayer? But again, if they consolidated, I'd even be on board with that. I think that would be a good middle ground. I think the biggest reason why Chivalry, Chivalry's dead in this game and in real life. Let's be honest, Chivalry is dead. No, but Chivalry truly is dead. Nobody uses it. In fact, when you use it, it was a misclick, and you're like pissed off. I've seen people accidentally misclick Chivalry, and it's like, well, just lost DPS. God damn it, Chivalry really is a dead prayer, and I think it would be cool to just give it to other people. But at the same time, I think it's fine if you were to simply just consolidate the other prayers. It is a Coke Zero, guys. I'm drinking a Coke Zero at 8:30 in the morning. You're going to sue me? Sue me. I dare you. I'd be happy. Yeah, I read that. Lock Chivalry behind 99 rune crafting. I'm a little torn on this one because pures get the shit end of the stick, but I personally like using Burst of Strength on my low-level Slayer task because it's basically no prayer drain. So imagine they were to just consolidate those prayers, but it is the same prayer drain. I honestly don't think anybody would have that big of a problem with that. That is a great point. I'm glad that you brought that up because some people do just like using very little prayer. They just want to relax. They just want to use ultimate strength on low-level monsters. And what if they were to still just have a very low prayer drain? Maybe that would be unfair. That was a great point you brought up, but that was something I hadn't considered of people just using that. So, yeah, no, well done. That kind of makes me think now. Maybe the consolidation might have some negative consequences to that for people that just want to like really camp this low level prayer. So, all right, let's continue. If it was combined, I think it would have to drain a lot more prayer. Yeah, no, that's great. If it was the same prayer drain, I don't see any harm, but even still. But then if it's the same prayer drain. Actually, you know what? I'll be honest, guys. I was just about to say if it's the same prayer drain, maybe that's unfair because people camping Piety will be like, oh, well, I just want to camp this other one because it's lower. But you would have that alternative to use way, way, way less prayer and just have marginally less DPS. So who knows? Maybe we're cooking here. Let me know down in the YouTube comments as well, guys. I would vote to delete content if they proposed it at the end. Should we keep Cox in the game and give Chivalry to pure? Vote no. Okay, so there's just a lot of people that really are against it. And I feel like maybe the reason is lore-based. Maybe it has something to do with just hating pures. I really want to hope that it's not about just hating pures or just sticking with the ancient saying that you chose to limit yourself kind of vibe. Because this game is ever evolving. Every everything evolves. Like, look at UIM. A lot of people forget to recognize how much things change over time. Like, UIM used to actually be UIM kind of, and now you just have so many nice quality of life updates for them. And I mean, I could just start listing them. I mean, being able to go to that dude at the Grand Exchange and just like make all your potions into whatever dose instantaneously, well, not instantaneously, it takes a few ticks. But being able to do that is like a huge quality of life. Being able to store individual items in your POH was a huge quality of life. You can't extract them until you have the full set. But like, that was game changing. Stash units is game changing. There's a lot of things that are very game changing. And the game evolves. It's just how it is. And I don't think that's a bad thing. How could anyone hate Pures? They're adorable. That's what I'm saying. They are adorable, guys. Can we all say Pures are adorable? It's definitely about hating Pures because Reddit hates PvP. Dude, you want Pures to attack you. They are so cute. They can't do. They're basically like a fun weapon. They're out in the wilderness, they're literally like a little fun weapon, like out there. Like, they're just cute. Like, they're kind of like, they're like a cat, like scratching you a little bit. Like, why not? Why not have them? We don't want to give the real level 126 Giga Chads out with the skull above it. We don't want to give them any more buffs. But, give the Pure some buffs. Fine. It actually is really cute when there's been several times where I'm out in the wilderness, deep wildy on Sebe, like doing a clue scroll. And I just see this like level 80 Pure like start attacking me because the wild, they're like fully pimped out and they're just like doing nothing hardly. I mean, they're doing a little bit, I'm a little bit scared, I'll be fully honest. But ultimately, it's just like, that's just cute. It's cute seeing a little level 80 Pure. Level 80 is not a baby. It's a baby. Look at my account. Level 83. I'm a baby. I'm a literal baby on this account. Okay, let's continue. The funny thing is Pures actually didn't care about Chivalry itself. They just want a new one-click melee per. See? They went to Chivalry purely because it already exists and would be a lot less dev time to change than create a new one with a new name. Chivalry is actually very underpowered for a 60 prayer requirement. They were trying to purposely make it take the least amount of time possible for everyone's convenience. Voting no just made it worse and longer. If Chivalry was never made back in the day, they would have never tried for it in the first place. Anyway, if we aren't going to touch it now, I have a suggestion that would work without thinking about Chivalry ever again. Whoa. Okay, this guy's like very reasonable, like almost too reasonable. So let's see what he has to say. If we don't want to touch Chivalry at all and the new Giants bosses are coming with an Eagle Eye Override upgrade, how about we add the melee equivalent to the other Giants bosses? Mithril Skin, level 53, 18% defense. Supreme Brawn, 18 attack, 18 strength. Deadeye, 18 range attack. So they actually are adding those, Augury and Rigor, like the baby versions of those to the Ice and Fire, which is awesome. I'm pretty sure, right? And maybe that's just rumor. I feel like I haven't really been kept up to date with the new Ice and Fire giant bosses, but I think they are these like baby Augury and baby Rigor coming out. So I thought the whole point was to... Oh, okay. So Supreme Brawn... Wow, what do you guys think about this, guys? I was going to say, like, this isn't really solving the issue, but it kind of is, because most people don't really care to use defensive bonuses with prayer, if they don't have to. Like that guy in my chat that was just saying, he just wants to turn on the 15% strength. So now you have 18% strength and 18% attack right there. What do you guys think? This would truly fit the game well and keep everything in line with what is currently going to happen. We're looking to... Yeah, so... yeah, I think it's kind of cool. Will they be available in free-to-play? Probably not, I'd guess. Maybe. I guess if they are free-to-play bosses, maybe they can include them. You know what? I wouldn't be against it, but I have to talk to the free-to-play, the dedicated pure, not pure, like as in one defense pure, but like the purists, the free-to-play purists. A lot of them have decided... I love game evolution. I like it when the game evolves, turns into something better. We get a bunch of quality of life. But there actually is a pretty relatively small cohort of players that have chosen to simply play free-to-play because they don't want the updates. And I think that's actually quite reasonable, you know? Members get so many updates over time, and free-to-play is basically not changing that much. It's very rare that they have like a meta-changing update. And sometimes they chose to play free-to-play before that, so the fact that the game isn't changing as much. So we'd have to talk to those people, I think. Okay. This is brilliant and excellent graphics. Yeah, nice. This is nice. Okay. You know what I also wanted to talk about on here? So we've kind of covered this whole pure thing. I want to talk about this, the -2 prayer bonus. So the reason I want to do that is because I keep seeing these posts of this Mage Cape is demonic, which means it's going to be adding... This is giving me PTSD right now. No, like, sorry, for those on Spotify, I just see a mushroom. It just says POV, you click the wrong mushroom at Herbivore. It's giving me PTSD back to Big Bay when I died to a mushroom. But yeah, what do you guys think about the negative prayer bonus? So I keep hearing these things. I've kind of changed my... Jesus! This guy has a tattoo. I'm getting very distracted now. I'm just browsing Reddit at this point. This guy has a scythe on his face. Oh my god, what the hell? Is he gonna grow his hair back? He's got to grow his hair back. Anyway, so what do you guys think about the whole negative aspect? I think I even brought this up with the antler defender that's coming out. The little antler defender, who knows, where it has just like -25 on all its defense stats. I feel like sometimes when you just really go out of control with the negatives, it can be, and again, the -2 prayer bonus is not out of control negative for a Mage Cape, but it is something where, and my views have changed on it, but adding negatives to something, yes, it balances out. You kind of have a little bit more variety, but let's be honest, this game is all about DPS. So if you have the +3 prayer, or if you have the new Mage Cape that has 1 additional magic damage, you're going to equip it, but you're not going to have a fun time equipping it. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to be like, damn, I'm losing 2 prayer bonus. Okay, well, time to put this thing on. And then it's just one of those things where it just doesn't feel that good to have negatives on stuff. It's the same with Inquisitors having negative melee accuracy with some styles, with stab and slash. It's just like very odd. Like, nobody really wants to deal with this. But okay, I guess this kind of makes sense. Listen, I was a player that was on board for these kinds of things years ago. I even made a suggestion years ago that new Basilisk Jaw that came out, this is around the time the Basilisk Jaw was coming out, I thought it was too overpowered coming out in its current state. You got to keep in mind, this is years ago. It had +6. Meanwhile, the Inquisitor's Great Helm had like, you know, +4 or whatever, and you know, it just seemed very overpowered for what it was. And on top of that, it gave prayer bonus. And so I was suggesting like, hey, what if it gave negative prayer? And everybody was against it. And it makes sense. Nobody really wants to equip something that's giving you negative prayer, let's be honest. But I want to hear your guys' takes, because there is something to be said about balancing stats and having trade-offs. I agree with that. But the prayer thing, I don't know what it is. It just doesn't feel good, even though it barely is anything. It just... You want to equip your best in slot cape. Imagine the Infernal Cape just had -4 prayer. So it's still the best in slot strength, still best in slot melee accuracy cape, but you just always feel shitty about wearing it because of that -4 prayer. Like, oh, it's Infernal, so it's got to lose your prayer. It would just not be a great feeling. I think Jagex is too afraid to add magic damage percentage to the game because of the Shadow, which is why they're adding negative in the first place. These Rambles are my favorite. Thank you, Girth. How big of an impact does 2 prayer bonus actually have? That's exactly the point. You know, what is... It's almost just the feeling of it. It's like the knowing that it has -2. It doesn't even matter like the actual application. Like when you're actually killing stuff, you're going to forget that you're even, you know, -2 prayer. But I think subconsciously, like intellectually, you know that it's -2 and you're just like, this doesn't... You're kind of like grinding your teeth a little bit, just mildly, while you're wearing it, you know? Give prayer bonus back to Tebow. So why not just make it you know, I feel like zero prayer is, I don't know. This is why I'm opening the discussion, because am I going to lose sleep over this? No. But, you know, people have brought up great points on Reddit. I don't know if I'm going to find it, but it was basically saying like the demonic ruins out in the wilderness actually restore your prayer, and they're demonic. So what the hell is happening there? Even several rambles ago, I was talking, actually, maybe just a couple of rambles ago, I was talking about making Scurious, the Scurious layer, give prayer regeneration. And maybe it was from, well, I guess this would be the opposite, because I said completing Demon Slayer would like give you some like prayer imbue in the Varrock sewers or something that restores your prayer. So very, very low levels can enjoy that prayer regen while killing the rat. These people are crazy. All right. Like, bro, just take your shower and then use your iPad. Holy shit. I don't think anyone is really going to care. Cape equals bigger, number equals yay. Yeah, no, yeah, we'll see. Adding negatives to best in slot feels bad. I think that's it. I think that is it. The best in slot aspect is what is not feeling great. In theory, I am actually on board with things having trade-offs, like almost every item having some trade-offs. So you just have this massive arsenal of variety. I mean, it's just like, okay, what can I really choose? You know, every situation is different. But in practicality, it just feels crappy. And not everyone is dedicating their life to RuneScape. They just want to log in, equip their best stuff, and just feel good about it and not have this constant gritting your teeth. Like, I don't want to wear this, but I kind of have to. You know what I mean? Who really thinks about the -2 in actual difference other than aesthetic? That's exactly the point. Is it's purely aesthetic. It just like brain rots you over time. I feel like just knowing it's -2. Why not just make it 0? Why not? You know, that's my personal take. So I'm proud of them for showering. They're not actually showering. They're just taking a picture of their shower. Look at that. -2 is a lot though. It is. It's more than -1, or it's less than -1. LeBron James reportedly forgot to switch gloves when smelting gold. Dude, that is actually so real. LeBron James is very real for making this look. Have you guys ever done this before? Have you guys ever equipped your ice gloves and gotten like 3 times less XP when the gold finally hits? Oh man, it's just like you almost want to restart accounts. Like you've just totally ruined everything. You'll never recover. It's bad. Not great. Just make the new best in slot Mage Cape Aram. Dude, it's like a shoulder parrot, but a shoulder Aram. Holy shit. Guys, can we get this? I'm actually 100% down. Can we get a shoulder Aram, boys? Yeah, that's great. So, oh, this is great. This is another point I wanted to make. Again, this is a Ramble. I'm just going everywhere. I'm just browsing Reddit at this point. Let me know if you guys like these, by the way. Am I going out of control? Let me know down in the comments. I do take your guys' feedback on board. And, you know, sometimes I'll just ignore it, though. But, I'll listen to it here and there. If a monster ever gets released with a defense level of 40 to 55, negative stab defense, 200 plus defense bonus, and every other stat is immune to defense reduction and isn't a dragon or a demon, then Rapier will beat Scythe, Fang, and Alley there. It will be best in slot again. Mark these words. Jesus. This is something I liked earlier. Let's see what they have to say. If the Rapier had wheels, it'd be a bike. Okay, so guys, we need to talk about this. This is something I brought up years ago where I was wanting not only the Rapier, but Rapier, Mace, and Saildor to get mild buffs. And what I meant by that was, and I think this is around the time Toa came out, Osmumten's Fang dropped. We already had a Scythe that was overpowering everything. And then you just had these 3 weapons that were really good for the time period, just completely get devalued. And a lot of people are like, well, the game evolves, man, so just move on. But it is kind of sad that there really are some adjustments you can make to these weapons to make them feel reasonable to use. Rapier, Mace, and Saildor. Mace is probably the outlier simply because, you know, it has 2 prayer bonus. That's great. But on top of that, it's, you know, in conjunction with Inquisitors, it has a nice little set effect, which is cool. But seriously, like, that'd be pretty nice to have these 3 weapons have some sort of additional, you know, maybe strength bonus, maybe some passive effect, maybe just something going on that makes them feel a little bit more reasonable. They don't have to touch it, but I honestly think just a mild, even if it was like +4 strength to all 3 of those weapons, that would already be kind of enough to make them feel a little bit better using. But who knows? Maybe that's just me. What do you guys think? Do you guys think the rapier and everything is fine as is? It just kind of sucks that, like, in so many situations. Ooh, you know what would actually be really cool? Imagine this. You know how they're coming out with a new weapon for Varlamore 3, where that weapon, as soon as you kill an enemy, you can attack the next enemy within 1 tick, even though it's a 4-tick attacking weapon. So you're attacking everything. As soon as it dies, you just instantly have a reload. I love that mechanic. What if they were to add something similar to that with these 3 weapons? Because who knows? Maybe that could be nice. Maybe if this system, you know, maybe we should wait and see how that system feels. But a lot of the time you are doing a melee task. If people do Melee Slayer, you know, you're doing a melee task, you're using your rapier, stabby. And it would be kind of cool to, you know, kill something and then immediately not have a tick window of, you know, or just like reduce. How do they describe it? I'm like struggling to articulate what it means or how they describe this whole system. It's basically like when a monster dies, your weapon is registered as not having a tick delay. So if it's a 4-tick attacking weapon, as soon as the monster dies, you can immediately attack another thing. This is the one problem, though. I'm already thinking about it. The weapon that they're proposing, which I brought up in the last ramble, was a 2-splat weapon, which means that anytime you kill something, it immediately dies, which will actually feel better because with a rapier, if you stab something and are moving, the monster drags, and so you're almost about to attack another monster, but the monster that you killed still hasn't died yet, so it actually wouldn't be a 1-tick. It would be like a 2-tick or something. That could be kind of frustrating. So maybe that's not the proper system. I'm just spitballing here, guys. Would be broken in Nilos, though. Would it, though? That'd be kind of fun. It sounds kind of fun. I don't know. What do you think? It would definitely beat the... Listen, they're already doing that, though. That's the thing. You're saying it's broken in Nilos, but again, let me just take a step back. This does not need to be the case with the Rapier, Saildor, and Mace. I'm just spitballing. But they're already coming out with that two hit splat weapon. So we're already going to see Nilos completely be revolutionized by this new weapon coming out, which I'm very excited about, honestly. So, yeah, interesting. Is it too late to dump my rapiers in the GE? Yeah, nerf rapier. Interesting. So, kind of just some discussion points I wanted to bring up. I want to hear your guys' thoughts in the YouTube comments. But this is it for this ramble. Thank you all for listening, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace.